Hello. So I wanted to jump on because I wanted to talk about something that is very common for women. So talking about how our clothes fit and what the number says on the scale, if you're one of the people that do use scales, and how that affects our self-worth and our sense of self-love. So for women, and even for men nowadays, but for women especially, we are bombarded with messages all the time about how we should look, and that there's this sort of standard of how you should look, right? And for the majority of us, that's just not reality. And not only is it not reality, but that image is not healthy for us. It's not how we were created. So, I know a lot of women struggle with weight issues. That's something that I totally understand from personal experience as well. And I think what's really important is to remember that our self-worth is not the number on the scale. It is not the number that is showing to you on the scale. And if that affects you negatively, you might just not need to get on the scale, right? Because I'm someone, I know that I don't tend to weigh myself very often because I can hyper focus on that number, and I had to realize that about myself. So scales and me, I don't really do them. I don't use them. I can tell by my clothes, right? And I think most of us can. But even if your clothes aren't fitting you well, if you're trying to fit into something, a dress, and it's not fitting you, it doesn't mean that you're not worthy, you don't have worth, that you're not special, that you're not significant, that you're not unique. It's just a number. It's just the way your clothes fit. And if that's a goal of yours, that you're trying to lose weight, or I personally like to just phrase it as you're trying to be healthier and have a healthier lifestyle, that's awesome. But if you wake up in the morning and what you plan to wear maybe, or those jeans just aren't buttoning, and you're like, I am not happy, fight that initial self-talk in your head. Fight that little voice that says negative things about you, that maybe says some names. Don't allow that to take over. Just remember that you have to tell yourself, I love myself the way I am, and like I said, maybe I'm working towards goals to be healthier, and so I have my goal, but it is not my self-worth. My worth is not all about how my jeans fit and what the scale says back to me. So as I mentioned, this is a very, very common issue for women that affects us. So if you want to chat more about that, please feel free to message me on here or send me an email, maria@fullpotentialcounseling.com, and I'd love to chat more. But I hope this helps. I know this is a very, very common issue, and it can really bring us down as women. It can really affect us, and I've totally been there. So thanks for listening, and have a great day.